Namaste. Good afternoon. It's me, Akasha 444, and I'm back to do another video. So today I am going to be doing a series called Trap Healing 101. Now, one thing about me is I'm very spiritual and I get downloads from the spirit world. So when I get downloads of like ideas and stuff like that, I like to personally, I got notebooks laying around, but I personally like to like take the words and then break them down, like take track, go get the definition of track. If I'm led to, I might get like the spiritual meaning and like different languages of that word and what that meaning correlates, and break it down. So I did that with Trap Healing 101. And so 11 is it's a master number. It's a very, 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 very very powerful number. So I really, really you know encourage you to do your research on that number. But for me, what I got for Trap Healing 101 is I wanted to start a series where, a lot of us are trapped in our pain. We don't know anything else besides the painful memories and the painful life that we have lived. A lot of us have post traumatic stress syndrome. A lot of pain has been encoded in our DNA from our generation. So, in a sense, it's like we're trapped in pain. And so, for me, I feel like this: if I'm going to be trapped with my pain, why not heal it? Why not transmute it into positive energy so that I can use that pain for me and not against me? I could use that pain to help me ascend to my higher self instead of just being trapped with my pain and wallowing in sorrow. And so that's why I wanted to start this series of Trap Healing 101. And it's basically just me, you know, talking about, my thoughts and experiences that I had went through, that has helped me to get thus far in my spiritual journey. It's been quite a journey, quite a painful journey, I will say that. And you know, Spirit is pushing me to do this, and so here I am doing it. So on today's episode of Trap Healing 101, it's so crazy because I was actually discussing with my friend. Um, Matter of fact, she the one that made this piece. I love this piece. It's a Egyptian scarab beetle, and Queen's Custom. She made this, but I was talking to her and I was telling her how um I meditate a lot and I think a lot and I spend a lot of time alone, because for me the biggest thing that I wanted to do is I realized that I was doing certain patterns and I realized certain cycles, and I was just sick of my own shit. I'm just being honest. Just a heads up, I may cuss here and there. I'm sorry. I hope this is not too loud, but I really don't want YouTube to be trying to take my stuff down. But I love music. Music is like my security blanket. So, but I was talking to her, and I was basically telling her, like, when I was younger, I got bullied a lot. I got mistreated unfairly a lot. I really, let me say this. Materialistically wise, we was considered the middle family. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to that, my dad provided, a stable home foundation, as far as security. But I went through a lot of internal things. A lot of things have happened to me that I didn't necessarily know how to process, and just trying to figure out a way to be able to express myself and just not being judged, even as a little kid. Being bullied because being judged because of the way I looked. Me being younger, I was tall, I was skinny, I was very athletic. I ran track. I was a cheerleader. I was on a dance team. I was a major red. Like anything where it pertains to me being seen, I was in that. I was in the choir. Like I wanted to be seen. You know, I like here you see me playing music. I like to dance. I wanted to be seen as a child. But even still, it was still a lot of internal things that I was going through, because even though I was involved in those type of activities, you know what I'm saying, I was still getting bullied. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like, they didn't like me for whatever reason. They didn't like my energy. They didn't like the way I looked. So I got bullied a lot. And then coming home, and then it was issues within the household. Yeah, it looked great on the outside, but within the household was a lot of emotional, uh, trauma, chaos, a lot of mental chaos. So I was telling my friend, like, I realized that, as a child, as a teenager, as a child, I had my little life planned out. I wanted to be a triple threat. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be a dancer, and I wanted to be an actress. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that I wanted to do. So, as a child, I did things that pertain to that. And I was telling her, like, I don't know where that point or that breaking point happened to where I went from, even though I was going through things, you know what I'm saying, I was still pushing through and doing the things that I love to do. And I was telling her, like, I don't understand. I was trying to find where that break was, because it took me a long time to even get to this point to where now I'm doing videos and I'm putting videos on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling her, like, where did it break to where I was so confident and I had so much courage as a child? Like, where did that go to where now as an adult? I was telling her, like, doing my tarot readings, or just doing anything pertaining to like Facebook Live or things like this, or just being out in the public. And I was telling her, like, I could feel the anxiety, I could feel the fear, and I could just feel myself wanting to just close down and shut down and not, this is, I was telling her, like, a lot for me. And I was trying to figure out, like, where did that go? Like, back then, as a child, being young, I had imagination. I daydreamed a lot. Like, I had creativity. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the reasons why. Hold on. Just for 1 second. I like this song, y'all. Just hold on. Just 1 second. We might have little interludes to do this. Oh. Cause I stay so okay. So I'm trying to find that. Okay. So, I'm trying to, I created a lot. I imagined a lot. You know what I'm saying? I had a diary. I had journalized. Like, it was a lot of imagination and creativity that I was doing as a child, and it showed in the activities that I participated in. But somewhere down the line, there was a traumatic experience that just, it snatched my imagination away. It snatched my courage away. It snatched my confidence away. It just, everything to help me expand and to extend and to grow, it was snatched from me in between that time and now. And I was telling her, like, I'm trying to figure out a way to reconnect that, for me to have that courage that I had as a child, for me to have that confidence that I had as a child, to be able to do these things and to be able to extend and move forward in my journey, And for me, this Trap Healing 101 is personally You know, this is me conquering one of my fears. So this is going to help me heal. It's helping me exercise my demons, you know, um, making me do things that I didn't want to face, that I didn't want to deal with. And hopefully, you know, just me speaking about, you know, my little thoughts and my little personal experiences, that it can help someone out there that could be going through similar things like I have, or like I am. Because one thing that I realized when it comes to this whole healing journey, it doesn't stop. Like this is you know, we have DNA, we have trauma stored in our DNA. So there is a lot of unlocking, you know, a lot of shadow work, a lot of work that we have to do. So this is a everyday thing. This is a journey. And you know, for me, I think that's why when, you know, he who endured to the end, it's like this is I mean, till you transition on to the, you know, to your next level or to the next plane or wherever it is you're supposed to be doing, you know. So for me, it's like, one thing about me is like, even as a child, I always, you know, felt like I didn't belong here. Like I'm not from here. Like I don't rock with y'all. Like y'all weird. Like this is not how we get down. Like this, we, even as a child, I always felt out of place. I just always felt like, you know, I was the black sheep. I couldn't really express myself like I wanted to. Um, you know, it was a lot of things that had happened to me. There was a lot of things that was going on with me, and you know, I was being, you know, misjudged. You know what I'm saying? Like, and one thing that I learned, when it comes to this whole healing journey and this whole spiritual journey, um, creativity is so important. Imagination is so important. Your own uniqueness is so important. Like embracing the things that you may deem as unworthy, or you know, just, I don't want to deal with it, my dark side, my shadow side, whatever it is. You'll be surprised how the world views that as precious jewels, pearls and gold. You will be so surprised, because some of the things that I really had issues and insecurity with, I will get the most compliments on. And it's like, at this time, I'm operating in a unhealed place. So my mind is clogged, and the way I see things is clogged. My lens is clogged. So it's like, when people would compliment me, or when people would, you know, appreciate the things that I thought were not okay, me not healing at that time, I thought people was being funny. So I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to go off, not knowing how to receive and accept love or kindness, you know, from other people. And it's so crazy, because we don't even realize that we do that to ourselves. Like we can go through something so traumatic that we just literally close ourselves off. And you know, words are spells. Spelling words, they're spells. And so we put spells on our own selves. Sometimes we could curse our own selves, damn near hex our own selves. But shout out to our spiritual team, because they will step in like, okay, you doing too much, you know, like pay attention, pow pow, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, just because of the experience was so traumatic, was so painful, it's like, I'm not, whatever I did, said, or whatever transpired for this pain to happen, I'm not doing that ever again. So that way I can avoid that pain. And then boom, we close down ourselves, build this wall, and now we're trapped in our pain. We're trapped now in our pain. You know, we don't know how to heal. And some of us, we do want to heal. You know, like for me, oh, excuse me, let me get a drink of water. You know what I'm saying? This is not the time when my throat chakra be trying to act up. But like for me, at the time, I really did I wanted the help. I wanted to get better, but I didn't trust nobody. So I didn't receive or accept the help at that time because I didn't trust it. I felt like it was fake, it was phony, so I didn't want it. And so it was a constant conflict within myself. I was not balanced. It was not, the duality is key. There was no duality. I don't know what the heck they was doing up in there, but they was doing the most. And so, for me, I personally got tired of my own bullshit. I got tired of my own self. One day I woke up and I literally was like, I'm so tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again. Like, God, can you please help me see what it is that I am doing or not doing so that I can fix that? Because I'm not doing this. I'm not coming back to earth. I'm not. It's just certain things that I'm just not doing. Like, I don't want to do it. So I want to just get this out the way now. Now, the issue with that is, words are spells, so we have to be really, very, very careful in what we say. Because one thing that I learned in this journey is, it's like the spirit world operates totally different. First of all, they're not bound by these laws. They really don't have emotions. A lot of them don't have emotions. Again, they're not bound by this law, this world. So their main focus is justice, balance. That's it. That's all. Justice and balance. If there's something is unbalanced, they want to balance it. If something is unjustifiable, they want to bring justice. That's all they know. So when you, like, for me, when I was saying, God, please help me see, you know what I'm saying? Trust and believe the spirit world allowed me to see. And it was like the beginning of the dark night of the soul for me, because it was like, okay, I'm about to show you exactly who you are through the people you interact with. And not only am I going to show you, I'm going to put you in the same scenario. Yeah. I'm asking God, like, God, I want peace. God, please. I just want peace in my home. God, please show me love. Please show me love. Not knowing that I was going to go through multiple heartbreaks and breakdowns. Not realizing that I was going to be put in a lot of situations to where I had to be the one to exude peace. Not realizing that I'm asking for patience. That God is going to put me in positions to where I have to. I didn't know this at the time. So look, listen. Look, I done failed. I done rolled. I done quit. I tried to quit. I done tried to quit. Like, I failed a lot of tests because I didn't understand, and understand at that time. Like, that's how they work. I'm like, and which sent me on a even bigger spiral, because I'm like, are y'all not hearing me? I asked y'all to bring me this. Why y'all? This is not peace. This is not patience. Like, this is not love. But it's like, you're not seeing. It starts with you. You have to go within, and you have to really sit down, and you have to, all the things that you feel like you may not have gotten as a child. This is what was being, poured into me from the spiritual world. You have to be that for yourself. So if you feel like at certain times that your mother was not there, you're going to have to be that mother to your inner child. And that way, when you become that mother to your inner child, you can have an understanding, and an understanding on maybe why at that particular time that my mother couldn't be there for me. It helps me to open up to have a level of forgiveness for myself, and as well as for my mother, so I don't have resentment when it comes to certain situations, developing unconditional love. And I'm like, God, I just want unconditional love. Well, you have to be unconditional love. I have to love myself unconditionally. Like, I can't keep running from these things. Like, I started tripping over my own pain. Like, what is really going on? I have 7 children, so it got to a point where my bleeding heart was bleeding over my children, and that's where it was like, okay, one of the things that I made sure that I told myself that I was going to promise until I, cross over, was that I'm going to put my children in a position to where they don't have to experience like some of the things that I experienced, mainly mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, because I realized that you get those 3 things in order, the abundance is there, it's waiting for you. You have to vibrate on that level to get there. You know what I'm saying? It's like kings and queens, they're not about to get dirty to give you something. Now, they will allow you to approach them and to get it. Like, here you go. But I'm not coming down to give it to you. You have to rise up, you have to get up, you have to come up here. And it's the same thing with the spiritual world, and as far as, you know, abundance and peace and love. It's like you have to work on yourself and your own frequency and do the shadow work and love on the parts of yourself that you don't necessarily want to love on, to be able to reach that frequency so that you can get that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's there. You know, God is not a liar. The spiritual world is not lying. But they're not about to do, they're not, they're not doing it. They're not, you know, not in that sense. Let's just put it like that. It's like faith without works is dead. You asked for it, we gave it to you. Now you want us to get dirty and to bring it to you. You're being a little bit ungrateful. And I'm going to need for you to pipe down and humble up. And I feel that. And this is a prime example. Just me stepping out my comfort zone and doing things that, you know, Spirit been asking me for quite some time, you know. And it's like, all right. It's like, I want to enjoy the time that I have left. And in a way, you know, I'm a little, you know, sometimes I get a little agitated with the fact that I, at the time, felt like I was starting late. Like, why wasn't I doing this a lot sooner? But I realized that time does not exist until you create it. You create time. You are the magician. When you begin to make plans and you begin to put things in order, you are creating time. You are creating events. You know what I'm saying? And so I realized that time does not exist. And so this is the perfect time. Me understanding and overstanding and understanding now that to enjoy the moments. You know what I'm saying? It's good days and it's bad days. It's some days where I get up and you can't tell me nothing. Like, I'm feeling myself. And then there's sometimes where I get up and it is a struggle. And that's where me, you know, finding something that my inner child loves to do. You know, I love to dance. You know, I'm learning to love to write, which is so crazy. And sometimes if it's anger, I'll burn it up. You know what I'm saying? But just learning to deal with the tantrums of my inner child when it begins to act up because I'm not paying enough attention to her. You know, self-love is the best love. And for me, you know, getting here to this journey, I realized that, and, you know, I'm grateful and I'm honored, and I'm humble. And not only has not only have it helped me for a while, this is just ridiculous. I am able to see other people's higher self. You know what I'm saying? I was a person that used to just, you know, men wasn't nothing. Females was just dogs. I didn't trust nobody. I didn't trust nobody. You know, a lot of times I side eye my mama. I didn't even trust my mama. Like, you trying to set me up? It was that bad, you know. But now, understanding, overstanding that some of the things that I went through in my life, it was to help me, prepare me for this moment. You know what I'm saying? For me to really appreciate who I am and to really appreciate the magic that I have. Like, I created this. Like, I created peace within myself. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I have moments, but I learn now that it's my choice whether somebody triggers me or not. You know what I'm saying? Whereas before I was triggered easily, whereas to now it takes a lot to trigger me. But if you trigger me, I'm on some bull. You know, this is what it is. You know, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. I'm not gonna act like, you know, what's the word I'm trying to look for? I'm all about peace and I'm all about love and light. And, you know, I mind my business that pays me, but like if someone like tries to bully me, that's a trigger. That's a trigger. That trigger will give you one warning and one warning only, whether it's spiritually, naturally, emotionally, mentally, or physically. Do not try to bully me because you're gonna cut me on. And then the spirit world is gonna have to cut me off. And then I'm really gonna be upset because I disappointed my ancestors at that moment. So I'm really like, you trigger me, I'm going to do the most. I'm just being honest. But I will say that I have worked on myself and mastered myself to a point to where it takes a lot. Like it really, pretty much, you know, threatened my life or my children's life at this point. It's not something serious, nothing like how it was when I was younger. So yeah, that's my, that's just, some of the things that I have realized and I have um, come to understand when it comes to myself. Like, you know, healing is a journey, you know what I'm saying? And it's okay for us to take our time with ourselves. We're getting to know ourselves. For so long, we have been trying to be what everybody else wants us to be, and we are literally strangers to ourselves, getting frustrated because things are not popping off as we think they should, or as they have planted in our heads to feel like it. Because we are the magician, so time really doesn't exist. So take all the time you need to really unlock your true powers and who you are so you can enjoy the full benefits of it. I promise you. I promise you. I tell no lies. So I hope, I don't know, tell me what you guys think. If you guys had any similar experiences, or if you just now, if you're on your healing journey, or if you're starting your healing journey. I'm telling you, my throat, look, y'all, let me just say this, I promise y'all my throat chakra gonna be on point next time. I don't know why, you know I promise y'all. But this, I'm just trying to create a safe haven for my spiritual team, my spiritual tribe, you know what I'm saying? So let me know what you think in the comments down below. I will greatly appreciate it if you, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, you ain't gonna be disappointed. What you see is what you get. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm going to get this out. And may you experience a miracle. Trap Healing 101 session is now over. Namaste.